Welcome to Business Live. I'm Mark Croskery. In BL tonight, first up, we're going to talk about Kingston Wharves, ticker symbol KW. They're doing a notice of appointment of non-executive director here. We haven't seen much board changes for the Kingston Wharves team. This one is understandable. Now, what we're seeing here is that Mrs. Charmaine Mirage has been appointed to the board of directors of Kingston Wharves as a non-executive director. That's a key phrase there, effective February 24th, 2021. Next up, GraceKennedy came out very powerful, saying very clearly that they had the best performance, financial performance in their history. We're going to talk about that this week in Business Live as well. The money services and the food trading really dominated for GraceKennedy as compared to the other segments or divisions. So we're going to get to that. But the bottom line here is the company declaring a dividend as it usually does on a quarterly basis or so after its earnings. It's an interim dividend, Jamaican 45 cents. It's a nice one per share, payable April 6, 2021. The big news also, Barita Investments coming into the market again, like a hedge fund, investment bank, private equity fund, anything, but the bottom line is they're a full-service investment bank. What they're doing here, acquiring 20% stake in Derrimon Trading, and that's a big move there. So it's going to be an associate company, and Barita goes on to say that following the close and the oversubscription of the additional public offer, that's the APO, Barita now holds its stake a whopping 20%. So it's an associate stake. Now back to earnings. FosRich company, the electrical giant right there on Malines Road, making some big moves as well. Earnings jumping 19% for 2020 versus 2019. This is for the audited period for December 2020, which is now on jamstockx.com or the JSE. So let's get to the numbers. Earnings per share, EPS, came in at 25 cents Jamaican, up from 21 cents per share. This is good to see for FosRich. They were struggling a little bit there in terms of high inventory, that they do have some leverage that they've put to use with inventory, but the earnings weren't growing for the past probably 12-18 months. We've now seen this change in the right direction. Sales revenues grew to 1.89 billion, heading up there close to 2 billion versus 1.61 billion Jamaican dollars. Last up, we got the gaming and entertainment group, Supreme Ventures. Earnings a bit flat year over year, down overall, but just by a cent or 2 cents. But the management discussion analysis executive chairman Gary Peart really says Supreme Ventures came roaring back, rebounded in the fourth quarter. Magnificent earnings. We're going to get to that. Bottom line is for the full year, earnings per share 90.1 cents Jamaican versus 92.5 cents Jamaican. So understandably, they did say Q2, Q3 around there, they were really hit by COVID. That was a quarter when the earnings really dipped. But as Mr. Peart says, they came roaring back, making something like 28 cents alone. If you analyze that, maybe you're closer to $1.20 for this fiscal year if that happens, and we'll see how they continue to weather the storm with the pandemic. But the bottom line is, if the fourth quarter is anything to judge by, they should have a nice year 2021 for the Supreme Ventures camp, SVL. Retained earnings look strong, everything looks strong in the balance sheet as well for SVL. I'm Mark Croskery, this is Business Live.